Welcome everybody to another episode of the Show Thoughts Podcast. I'm the Big Show. That's Big E. Uh Halloween season is right upon us. It's right around the corner next week. Be ready for the Halloween podcast. The special will be coming next week. Um, of course, I'm in my 100 Acre Manor shirt because I took my son to his first ever haunted house this weekend. That was a blast. An absolute fucking blast this weekend. Uh, so me, him, and of course my girlfriend, my friend Jamie, her husband Adam, his sister Alyssa. We all go. I take his noise canceling headphones with him just in case. Uh, First and foremost, he loved like all the sights, the sounds. A little loud for him as soon as he went in, but from the moment he went in, Xander was fucking hilarious. So um, we walk in. Um, they do like a rules and regulations, like what you can do, what you shouldn't be doing. They were like something like, no smoking, no vaping, no flash photography, no videos. That kind of put a damper on me because I was going to try to get a video of him at least in there somewhere, but I was looking up and I saw cameras everywhere, obviously. But so this lady, she's in costume and she's saying it in this like growly voice. And she was like, "Is that understood?" And Xander was like, "Yes, sir." I was like, "That's a woman." I was like, "That's a woman in his ear."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, yes, ma'am." But as he was saying that, she was still in character. And she goes, "Oh, I'm not going to like you." And Xander was like, "I don't like you either." So it gets better. So as we're walking through, like it splits into like 4 or 5 different sections. Like it's like 4 or 5 haunted houses in one. So it's like a nice half hour, maybe about 35, 40 minutes of walking through. And first and foremost, there's a lady right out the gate that kind of pops out, and Xander like looks at her. He doesn't really say anything yet. He's just like, "That's enough." But he has his headphones on, so they really can't scare him.
Mm,
So as he's walking through, later we come around the corner of this, like they kind of did like an old London setting, like almost like plague-ish era type shit. And this dude screamed. He was like, "Raw," or whatever. He said something to Xander, and Xander looks at him dead ass and was like, "Control yourself."
mm,
I was fucking crying. I couldn't. And the best part is, so it was like Alyssa was in the front, Adam, Xander, myself, Brandy, Jamie. And Adam was like, "Dude, we have to take him to more of these from now on." I was like, "Dude, he has me pissing my pants laughing. Like I'm horribly laughing because he's like having so much fun with him." So he's going through and like we get into this like foggy area and sidebar, uh I was feeling this choking from behind me because my girlfriend had my hoodie so fucking tight it went from like a 2 3x to a large. Instantly I was like walking, I was like, babe, like because she was like freaking the fuck out. And then it just got foggy. I mean like super fog, not like going to a nightclub fog. It was, you couldn't see your hand in front of you, and if you did, you saw some of it. But as soon as you put your hand down, it was gone, dude. Like it was gone. But as I put my hand down, I looked up and I lost Xander. I really did. And I kind of did that fatherly panic. You know what I mean? Like, where the fuck did he go? And he must have stopped because he didn't feel me behind him. Dude, I ran full fledged into him. Like, I walked right into him. And dude, I swear he was probably maybe like 2 feet in front of me. That's how bad I could not see him.
mm,
So at that time, I'm guessing Jamie came from the back and was coming in from the left. of us. And she's like, "What are you guys doing?" And I was like, "Bitch, I was this close from fucking decking you," because she got close and you couldn't see her till she was like right in my fucking peripherals.
Mm,
And Brandy was like, "Oh my God, Jamie." And I was like, "I just want to know where Xander's at." So finally had him and we're walking through, but I was so afraid that somebody was going to try to like spook him in the fog, because like you had to like feel your hand around the side of it. There was like a grate, like a fence, and I kind of walked you through. And then after we got through there, it was like it takes you outside and then transitions into like the next one. I think the next one was like a rainforest, if I might not be mistaken. And we walked in there, but it was like it led from like a vampire thing into the rainforest, like something like that. And first, there's a coffin and it's dipped back, it's tucked back. Instantly, dude, I knew somebody's back there. So they come out and they like said, like, "What are you doing here?" And Xander was like, "That's enough." Just shut him the fuck. Like, dude, he was just every time they were trying to scare him, he had a quip to shut them up.
mm,
And but the worst part is they do that. Xander says that's enough. Brandy jumps from behind me. Like I was like, I don't know whose emotions are going off more, yours or Xander's, but I was in the middle of both of them, fucking pissing myself. And then Xander's still cold. We're going through like this rainforest part, and there's this this big ass animatronic yeti. You can tell that it's gonna move, but it fucking flies out, and Brandy screams like top of her lungs. I was like, "What is this amateur hour?" Like seriously. I was like, well, it's. I was like, it's a Yeti. You know, it's on animatronics. She's like, I didn't. I don't know. So we start walking through, and we're almost done. And then like you go through like this black light section, and it was nice. It was almost like it gave me like a New Orleans kind of feel to it with the black lights and the like the witchcraft and all that shit. That was really cool. And then there was a guy tucked back in the one spot and he's yelling at Adam and Alyssa. But his entire mood changes. Like he said something like, "No, don't go that way. If you go that way, the doctor will get you. He takes care of like he'll take care of you in the worst way possible, like some sort of manner like that." But he's screaming, okay? But he sees Xander, like, because he's yelling at him. He's like, "But you're going the wrong way." And then he sees Xander and he looks at Xander, bro, swear to God, and was like, "Hey, buddy, the exit's over there." I was like, that's cool. Like, from everything. And I looked at him and I was like, "I know you're not supposed to break character, but thank you." And he like shook his head up and down. And I was like, "No, it's over there, bud." So we're walking through there and then we see the doctor. And the doctor's like, "You're going the wrong way." And Xander, real nonchalant, goes, "Thanks." Just cool. All right. So then we finally got out of it and whatnot. Like, Xander was stimming, but in the best way possible. Like, he had so much fun. And Jamie kept telling me, like, "Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this." And I was like, "Look, you're into the spooky stuff too. Why would I not have you as part of the first?" I was like, "Oh, I wanted to see how this went, and then maybe like next year he can go to more." But I kind of wanted to do it as a test run, you know? And then once we kind of got done and whatnot, um, I text Xander's mom, let her know that everything went okay, because if the shoe was on the other foot, I'd be kind of freaking out too. But like I was telling Brandy, everything we do for him that's a first, I get nervous. Like I get super nervous. I mean, I have it controlled, and I've got a lot better since he was younger. But now that he's older, I guess I'm always afraid, or I'm more or less I think anxious. But I want him to have fun. You know, I want him to enjoy it. And if he can't enjoy it, then we know like, hey, it's too loud or
mm,
something of that sort. But we got done with it, and Like we were the first 100. So we we all went to the bathroom, came back. They had like carnival games and shit like that. And that was fun. And then uh, we went to go get these, excuse me, free T-shirts, and we're in this line, and all they had was a small and a large. And I was like, there wasn't that many people in front of us. Like, so how the hell did you run out of shirts that quick? But apparently they did. So anyway, Brandy grabbed three larges, and then I seen that Jamie was going to get a shirt in the line next to us. And I was like, well, let me see how much your shirt is, and then I'll figure out if I want to get a shirt. And I was like, I'm probably going to get one to wear for the podcast, which is this one here. It was $25. I really wanted a hoodie, but it was like $55. And I was like, it's not really that worth it. I was like, this shirt is more important than anything. So, but I kept looking over because they had like the free booth for your shirts and hoodies and merchandise. And then it's kind of like a novelty shop. And they had a whole shit ton of black light horror figure Funko Pops. And there was a Michael Myers one that I just kept looking at, and I just kept looking at, and I was like, I kind of want him. Like, I kind of want him. And then Brandy was like, "Well, we'll get him," and I was like, I no, like, I mean, I'll look for him. Now that I know there's such a thing, but I can only imagine how much it is there. You know.
mm,
So, but there were other things too, like they had some like gremlin stuff. They had like old blueberry cereal, like the smaller boxes, not the ones that are at the stores now. Like to me, it looked like the old memorabilia, like when we were kids.
mm,
And I was like, man, that's kind of cool. I was like, but yeah, I'm like, I don't want to spend an arm and a leg more than you know getting in here because getting in here was already like $45. But um, but yeah, that was the experience was great. And then asking Xander about it, he really liked it. And then of course, like his school does these weekend updates now for him, so he gets to talk about this stuff. And then I like mentioned to his teachers it was his first time at a haunted house. And like it was really cool because at first I thought he was gonna be scared. You know what I mean? But then I also realized this is Xander where some of the scary shit in life like he laughs at or he like really doesn't show that much fear.
mm,
But one lady made him jump. But she really didn't make him necessarily jump. He kind of like tilted his head back, like, bro. And I was waiting for him to like ball a fist because he had his hand back. And I was like, please don't hit that lady. Like, please just don't take out a lady. Like, don't take out the aquatic lady or the lady under the sea or whatever. But uh yeah, he really, really enjoyed it. And I cannot wait to take him another one next year. Um, and then the next day, we went to the pumpkin patch with my mom, Riley, Gemma and Mason were there, Kevin, myself, and Brandy and Xander, of course. It was good. It was just a lot of people, like a lot, because obviously with the weather, the way it is right now here in Pittsburgh, it's like 30, 40 in the morning, then spring, and then all of a sudden it's summer in the afternoon. And then you literally do have four seasons in one day. So um, we got there, but there was a plethora of people. I mean, a lot. And of course, the Steelers weren't playing until that night. So I figured there's going to be a lot of people out to try to do like the last bit of fall activities before it starts getting like really chilly. And it was okay. Like, you know what I mean? One, it's hot. Some of them got a little anxious over it. Um, but we managed. We really had a good time. Um, Xander picked the biggest pumpkin. And literally, like my mom has a rule: if you pick the pumpkin, you have to carry it, get it back on the tractor, take it back to the car. And Xander literally picked this son of a bitch up by the stem and just was holding it. And I was like, dude, I don't even have that kind of strength really anymore. But Then he tried doing the old switcheroo because I finally found a pumpkin, but it was like yay big, nothing crazy. And I just kind of wanted it because he's gonna carve his, but I have the little one so that he could decorate it. You know what I mean? So we get down from the tractor, and Xander like puts his pumpkin down, and I put mine next to it, and all of a sudden Xander picks up my little pumpkin. He's like, "Okay, Daddy, grab this one." I was like, "No, no, no, that's not the rule. Like, dude, I shit you not." He put his hand back down and lifted it back up. I was waiting for him to like throw it over his shoulder like fucking Thor's hammer, and then he was just a blast this weekend, and it just made me feel like really just amazed at like, damn, Xander is growing up so damn fucking fast. Like it's just wild. But I had a really, really good weekend with him, my family, Brandy, Jamie, Adam. It was really, really nice. And it was nice to go out and enjoy ourselves. I mean, even though the weather was the weather, you know, hot 1 minute, cold at night. But um, but yeah, but I really did have a good weekend. I dropped him back off at Ashley's, BS with her for a little bit, and then came home. Was gonna start watching the Steeler game. Went to bed because I really didn't care. And then I saw they won, and I was like, all right. And I saw Russ start it, and then I was like, that's all I really cared about. I didn't give a shit about anything else, win, lose, or whatever. And then I've been for the horror people out there, I've got to about 3 or 4 episodes into the American Horror Stories. And if anybody would ever tell me that Henry Winkler would be like a bad guy, like a villain in one of those, I would have told you you're out of your fucking mind. But he was, and he played it really, really, really good. But so if you're a fan of Happy Days or Henry Winkler in general, it was pretty cool. I'm trying to get to the last episode because Debbie Ryan's in that, and I'm a fan of Debbie Ryan because I love the movie Night Teeth. So, and I used to like Jesse when Riley was a kid. So, but yeah, that was basically it. And then I finished my hallway. My hallway is finished, so I was able to get that done. Um, Again, shout out to my dad. He's already looking at the next thing to do, and I'm trying to tell him like, just please take a minute because I'm putting it out there and I'm putting it on the podcast. I've been telling a couple people that are close to me like I'm getting burnt out, and like not really physically, but I'm getting mentally burnt out. Like I'm being pulled in 40 different ways, and I'm trying to put out all these irons in a fire, and then on top of that, I have my parents consistently, like constantly going. And I'm like, look, I want them to understand that I am appreciative of what they're doing and the contributions they're doing and how I'm helping and I'm trying to take care of this stuff. But on my weekends, you see it, I'm busy. Like I'm on the go all the time. So when they get upset that I didn't get something done, that's not necessarily true. Like it just didn't happen that weekend. It just doesn't mean I don't want to do it or I have no gumption. It's just I I'll start it. You know what I mean? Or put some effort into it. But like I have events to go to. I have like PLEs. I have things to do, birthday parties, stuff like that, haunted houses. I have a life. Like I have things to do. As it starts getting colder, I'm going to be here putting the island together and doing more things in here. If I'm snowed in, what the fuck am I going to do? You know? So it gives me time to do things. They just don't get it. And I think it's that old school mentality, like get it done as quick as you can, whatever. And that's fine. That's fair. But they have to also understand that I don't want to do projects when I have Xander. If it's me and Brandy, I want to hang out with her. Sure, if she wants to contribute to something or like us putting the island together or something, that's great. That's fantastic. And I don't mind doing something with her or doing like a DIY project, but I do want to spend more time with her. You know what I mean? Because I just work all week, and I don't know. My focus really isn't doing DIY stuff right now. I mean, it. I digress. It is, but it isn't. Like it's not top priority, but it is a priority. And I just feel like I'm starting to get super exhausted from it. Plus my job, like I'm exhausted physically when I come home. I don't really want to do that shit. I want to hang out with Xander. I want to see how his day is. I want to do homework and all that shit. Like I want to be dad. I am dad. I mean, like I said, wasn't before. I am dad now, and I'm planning on sticking like that. But it's just I got a lot done in the little bit of days I got had. But like daddy needs a damn break. Like I just need a break. So that's why I'm looking forward to this weekend. I got a whole bunch of things going on again, and then I have to go into work. So it's just I'm constantly going. So anybody out there that watches this, they probably can relate to doing that too. Like they probably always a lot of people anymore are always on the go. So I mean, it is what it is. People just have to understand it. You'll get it done when you can get it done. That's all I really wanted to touch about that. But needless to say, I had a good weekend. About you?
I went to Erie.
Yeah, you close up shop.
Yeah, we had to winterize for the summer place. So uh, drove up. I got up at like 6 o'clock Saturday morning and carpooled with my brother-in-law's. Drove up, did what we had to do. Was home late Saturday night. And then yeah, then I had to get up Sunday morning and had my own shit to do around the house, and uh, my kid had to work. Took her to work. Went out to the mall. Had to pick up some stuff that I had ordered, and yeah, that was about my weekend. It was just like I said, nonstop, 24/7.
All day, every day, bro. All day, every day.
Yeah,
Yeah. Um. So, I just want to put out. Sorry, Sam. I'm sorry your Mets didn't make it to the World Series.
yeah. No Mets.
No Mets. You got the Dodgers and the Yankees. Could it be any more not fun?
It's like the 12th. No, I don't remember the number now. It's either 12 or 28. It's either the 12th or the 28th time that LA and New York has met in the World Series.
Holy shit.
I mean, even if the number is 12, that's still a
That's
lot.
still
But
a lot.
so
I'm
that's why
out.
it's kind of one of those things where it's just like, I I talk most baseball with Mike, and it's like you're tired of seeing the same teams over and over again. I mean, it's just like the Super Bowl. Like you get tired of seeing, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs versus, what are we gonna do? Well, I don't know about this season, but like San Fran, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I want to see other teams. Like I want to see somebody new.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, it does get boring.
but you know, that's the thing with baseball, though. It's like these smaller markets can't compete with the big markets, and my only
Right.
thing is it should be hopefully an entertaining World Series. There should be we're gonna see a lot of dingers,
Yeah.
a lot of dongs being swung out there.
All dongs in the face.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I had all I don't know.
You
I
had
was
hope for the
prepared.
Mets?
I was prepared to wear a Mets hat today for you, Sam, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, honestly, if they were going, yeah, same. But yeah, yeah, right.
Yeah.
But hey, they got that far. Shit.
I mean, yeah, I mean, they weren't in the odds to even make the playoffs. They were because their season was just so up and down, and they were playing so bad for a while that it was just
Right.
like, so it was, cool to see them rally at the end and make a run. But Yeah, that happens when you play a team full of Japanese guys. I mean, it's not full. I take that back.
Oh my god.
Just saying.
This is it. This is it. They're coming. Cancel culture.
Yeah, I could really get the cancel culture on us.
No, let's not do that. Let's
Talk
not.
about the fucking engines that I had issues with this weekend.
Oh god.
And I'm not talking about Native Americans. Hey, no, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm talking about the ones with the red dot in the middle of their fucking head. Those engines.
Do they all have red dots in the middle of their forehead?
I don't care. The two that I saw did.
Oh my god.
Well, this is my problem. Listen, we're gonna get into it now. So this is my problem. If I'm expected to learn about your culture and know what the correct name is and know what that thing that you put on your middle of your forehead is for and why you do it and what it's called, if I'm expected to know that, then how about you learn how to fucking drive on the goddamn roads here in America?
So you want to elaborate on that more?
So me and the wife ran down to the store down the street to go pick up a few items I needed for my road trip, getting some snacks and things I needed for my road trip over the weekend.
Okay.
We go to walk out of the store, and there's a traffic jam in the parking lot. And I'm like, well, what is going on? She's like, I don't know. And there's a car sideways in the parking lot. Now the
Okay.
parking lot, it's just like most parking lots, they have one-way lanes.
Them parking lots be a motherfucker, bro.
You go up one, down one, you know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah, right.
Well, this fucking lady thought she was gonna go down the up lane and then try to hook a mean ass fucking bitch into a goddamn parking spot.
Okay.
And when she realized she couldn't, she got her car wedged between the front of the store, and a parked car. And then she got mad at the two cars that were beeping at her and yelling at her that were trying to come up that lane the proper way. And now they're caught in a traffic jam.
Okay.
They can't back up.
Right.
So this bitch is having a goddamn fit. And like I was afraid to continue walking because I thought I was gonna die. Like I thought she was gonna run me over if
But
she could get her
in
car
retrospect,
unwedged.
you always feel like you're going to die.
Well, yeah, but she finally gets her car unwedged.
Okay.
The other two cars finally get a chance and back out. And instead of her getting her car unwedged and going down the lane properly, she continues to go the improper way. Leaves the parking lot, goes back out onto the main road, and circles back and tries to do it all over again for a second fucking time.
Yeah, but why?
Exactly. I told Donna I literally felt fear for the two little kids that were in the back seat of her car. Like she was going to get into an accident, and unfortunately, it would have been those kids that would have suffered some type of injury or gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Like it was fucking horrible. Then we go for round two.
Well, before you do, I just want to let you know, like the more you know word of the day, the dot or the gem that they wear is called a bindi.
I don't give a fuck what it is. A
Well,
bendy,
now you fucking know, okay?
fucking bender from whatchamacallit,
Futurama.
Futurama. Like I don't care. I don't. Hey, listen. If they don't need to learn the driving rules, I'm not learning their
You
culture
don't know
rules.
about the bindi bender boomer? Whatever.
So, round two,
Okay.
dropped my kid off at work yesterday. Like I said, I had to run out to the mall, pick up an item. I'm driving back, and I'm on the same damn main road
Same
that,
road.
that the crazy lady was driving around the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in the turning lane waiting to turn left, waiting for my turn to go. And there's a good 5 or 6 cars in front of me. There was a good line of us waiting to turn.
Yeah.
And I just had a feeling that the car in front of me, fancy ass Tesla, was going to try and do a U-turn. Now, there's no sign that says you can't, and people will attempt to do it every so often. You'll see it happen.
Okay.
But it's a tight turn, and it's a high curb leading into a BP gas station. So if you don't make it right, you're ripping your front off this
Your
curb.
front end, yeah.
So this chick, well, I didn't know it was a chick at first, but this person realizes, oh, I'm going to have to cut this
Mm-hmm.
a certain way to make the bend.
Right.
She, so we're in the far left lane waiting to turn. She, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, she just nonchalantly, like your son told that Halloween person, she just nonchalantly just swings into the right lane that's going straight, shoves a car. She hits a car, shoves
Okay.
a car off the road, continues to make the turn. I'm blowing my horn and going, "What the fuck are you doing?" She looks at me, looks back at the car she hit, and then just kept on fucking driving.
That's a hit and run, bro. Did you report that?
Fucking right, it was a hit. No, I didn't. I couldn't get a license. She booked it. She knew she was wrong.
Was there any cameras or anything?
I don't know if the BP might have, but I don't know. It was crazy. It was nuts. I'm like, you, and the other thing was too is like I thought about it, like maybe I should call and say something, but I don't know what happened to the car that she hit because they were now in the middle of a major intersection, and I think they kept going straight. And like I told Donna, like I'm going to assume they probably pulled into the first like business parking lot that they could. And I don't know if they called and reported
Yeah,
or,
yeah, they probably did.
but I mean, she hit them so hard that both of their cars like were rocking side to side.
How do you not know where the fuck you're going?
The foreigners, like it's fucking horrible. Like I don't, I have, look, I'm not one of them, close the border or put up walls shit people, but you know, listen, I'm all, you want to come here, live the American dream, do whatever, fuck, I don't care. But when you get here, know the fucking, I mean, like, come
No, how to
on,
drive.
know how to drive. Like, that's what I was telling Jane this. Like, 'cause I was telling Jane that what happened after I picked her up from work last night. I was telling her what we saw, and she's like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "I know." And I'm like, even like if I were to go to, overseas, go to another country or something, you know what I mean? Like, and I knew I was going to be driving, I would want to know the rules of the road for my own safety. Like, like London,
Yeah,
I want to be in the wrong fucking lane.
right. Because we'll be in the wrong fucking lane.
Exactly. So it's like, so I feel like if you're coming here, and especially if you're living here, like it's one thing if you're just coming over to America for like a vacation or, a little work trip or some shit. But if you're here to live and not leaving it anytime soon,
Hmm.
I feel like you should have to fucking know how to drive.
I mean, yeah, 100%.
And that's why I always say, like it's no joke. Like, I mean, you made the comment a few minutes ago, but like I always feel like I'm gonna die. But I feel like if I do die, it's it's gonna be in a car. Like like a car accident is gonna be how I go out.
You really think that? I mean, you've been in some scary situations.
And yeah, but it's I, people driving is fucking horrible nowadays. Like it's horrible. It's
Oh,
horrible.
believe me, 100%. I see it, bro. I'm on the road all the time.
And that's what I mean. Like, so that's why I'm just like, that's how I'm gonna go out. Like, and like, I don't want to say like I'm scared to drive or anything, but it's like I've become such a defensive driver
Yeah.
because I'm so worried about other people. Like, so like, Donna's mom was in a car accident a few weeks ago, and it's like I go the exact same way because she works a few buildings down from me in Oakland, and it's like me and her take the same route to work. She's just like half hour or so ahead of me.
Mm-hmm.
She got hit, so like now I go through that same intersection. Like, am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna die? Like, thank God her mom's okay, but it's like,
Sure.
you know, a girl ran a red light coming out of the Liberty tunnels.
Yeah.
Like,
in front of the wrong spot.
it's like, what the fuck? Like,
It's like, hey, say hi, Donna. Hi, Donna.
Hi.
See? But I was like, let's turn your rants. By the way, the more you know, sponsored by Big E. Um, so I've got to tell you about birthday muffins.
oh, hold on. Can I finish one other? This isn't really. I guess
You
it's a
can
rant,
finish.
but
You can finish your old man rant.
it's kind of it's on this. Technically it has to do with driving. So today I'm walking to my car after work. Left the office, just marching my way down Forbes Avenue. I just got off the phone talking to Donna. What's for dinner? Da da da. And I I see a group of people coming towards me. So I move over to the side, make sure they can get by because it's busy. College kids are,
They don't pay
and
attention when they're walking.
yes, and I know because I walk the street every day that we walk past where there's like college apartments. Pitt has apartments or whatever they want to call them, dorms.
Correct.
And I know that these kids just swing this like big heavy door open all the time and don't
Mhm.
care who. They don't look out, like they don't peep and see if somebody's coming. They just swing it open.
Right.
So I knew this door was coming, so I moved over anyways because all the other people come in the opposite direction. And all I saw was this door swinging open, and I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna hit somebody! It's gonna hit somebody, bro!" It hit this chick that was driving an electric wheelchair. Here's the thing, though. She was at fault also. She was driving and had her face down in her phone, playing on fucking Facebook or whatever she was playing on, not paying attention just as much as the kid that opened the door not paying attention, and fucking smacked the shit out of her with the door. At first, I was like, that's funny as hell. I'm sorry if she got hurt. And then it wasn't funny because I realized she had a little kid in her arms and she almost dropped the kid. And I'm like, oh, like that's a problem. But like, so here's my thing, people, if you want to call this a rant. I don't care if you're driving a car or an electric scoot or a wheelchair. You shouldn't be texting and driving at the same time because you never know when you'll run into a door.
Well, furthermore, the thing I think she shouldn't have been doing this is if she's holding a kid, she shouldn't have been on her phone.
No, and after I realized she had a kid, I was like, that's fucking talented because she had one hand on the little joystick, one hand on the phone, and then she had the kid like under the
Yeah.
forearm bicep area. Because this kid at the oldest 1 years old.
Right.
Like I'm talking a little baby, like a little kid. I'm like, how in the hell did
But
she
again, like, what is so important on the goddamn telephone?
exactly? That's what I'm saying. And then the kid, so the way the door swung open, it was opposite side of where she was holding the baby.
Yeah.
So the baby didn't get hit, but it was like
Thank God.
it startled and scared her that she almost like she let loose.
She almost let go of the baby.
Yeah, and then I don't know if it was husband, boyfriend, whatever, but baby daddy, I assume, he was behind her walking behind them and he like hurried up and grabbed the kid. And then he was like he even told her, he was like, what did he say? He didn't say exactly, but it was more on the lines of like, I told you, kind of, like, I guess she's a habitual texter and joysticker. I don't know what you want to call it.
But hold on, man. Like, let's just dial it back a minute. What was he doing, and why didn't he have that baby?
He was just more, I can make it, I don't know, worse, more questions. He had the thingy attached to his front. Like,
Like the pouch?
Yeah, like the little
The
carrier.
carrier. Why is he
Yeah.
thumbing up? It's not really worth. It's not really that worth thumbing up. He's a shit dad.
No, it was
My
telling
thing.
it was telling you you had it right. You know what you're
I had
talking
it
about.
right. All right,
Yeah.
cool. A for effort for me.
Yeah,
But
he
he
was
has.
just and I think it was one of those things where it was like that's why I don't know. Like I said I obviously I don't know their situation, but you can tell that he because as soon as it happened, it was like he almost got joy of being able to say "I told you so."
Granted, but
So, and
at what cost?
the way he was just marching along behind her, it was kind of like fucking following this bitch around the fucking Oakland. You know what I mean? Like
Right? Yeah,
he was not thrilled with the situation. So yeah, I don't.
I know. And like, a part of me, I'm torn in 40 different ways, and I'm not trying to offend anybody, unlike some people. But my thing is this: one, why is the baby in the forearm? Two, why do you have your phone while you're Facebooking? Well, you said one, while
Yeah,
your 1 or 2 year old is in your arm. All right. Third of all, it is impressive. Okay, I'll give that part there. That's the only good part of this I'm gonna give. Four, if he has the carrier, why is the baby not in the carrier? Five, what was he doing so he couldn't be like, oh shit, like watch the door?
he was he was like minding his own. Like I said, like he's just like humming along, like just do. Like he was just kind of like just
Strumming along, singing
he
a
was just
song.
going, yeah, going with the flow. Like all right, like I don't look. I don't know. I'm being judgy and probably wrong, but he's probably like this fucking bitch wants to go down here to the waffle shop and get some fucking waffles, and I gotta go with her because
You
she
know
looked like
for certain if they went to the waffle shop.
she probably looked like she wanted some waffles.
Oh,
She
okay.
she wanted some
You're
waffles.
on a fucking tandem today. You're on fire. You're
I
fuego over here.
yeah. She
You're having one hell of a way to start your week. Mine was all good. My whole subject over here, and then all of a sudden, like you're hating everybody. Here you go with that shit.
she wanted waffles.
She wanted waffles.
She was like, "Give me the half dozen. I want the chocolate chip one. I want the cinnabon one. Give me that one that's like a sprinkled donut." And yeah, I bet you she did.
And just for shits and giggles, she probably wanted a pumpkin one.
Probably, I don't know if they have pumpkin ones, but
Yeah, you never know.
and I
You
bet
know?
you that was probably why he was upset too, because he probably knew she wasn't gonna fucking share them.
And maybe she was a little parched. Maybe want a little electrolytes. Maybe a little Gatorade, Kool Aid rip,
I don't
something.
know.
Ah, speaking of it, before I get into what I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
so it was sent to me on Thursday Night Football last week, and it definitely made this. Did you see the dude from the Saints? His name Kool Aid.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What? Let's just take it back again. For those that are listening, listen a little closer. There's a man on the Saints, by the name of Kool Aid.
Kool
And
Aid.
I figure if anybody understands this, it's you because you deal with people with the most outrageous names ever.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't had Kool Aid. That's a good one. I'm assuming I'll get there at some point. Let's see. What do we have today? I had two good ones today. Um,
Do you real quick? Do you think he burst through through the run, and all of a sudden as he's going, you think in his head he's like, "Oh yeah, he has to, bro."
they
You,
probably do. They probably. I mean, even when they're at practice, he probably runs through like
yeah,
the
they're like, "Oh yeah,"
that like running back drill thing they do where they run through like the pads.
the pads,
Yeah, he's probably bust out the other side doing that.
right? And if he scores a touchdown, I'd be like, "Man, that Kool Aid's too sweet today." Be like, "Oh shit, goddamn, that's some."
Yeah. Today we had oh man, what was it? It was a good one. I don't I don't remember now. There was the other day that
Let me guess. You've seen somebody named Weilers,
no.
Welch's,
I had to I had to call mom and ask her about her kid named Purpose.
like the name was Purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the purpose of that call? I had to do the dad joke.
Hmm.
Though.
And let her know that to see why, or if she purposely didn't make it to her doctor's appointment.
Oh.
Yeah, no, fuck. What was today's? It was a good one too, because I was like, I said I'm gonna
I know, bro.
mispronounce.
When I was sent Kool-Aid, I was like, that's a chart topper right there.
I'm gonna miss. Like I play this game with myself. Like, let's see how bad I can get the parent mad at me, and mainly it's the moms. The dads don't care as much. They'll correct me, but they're just like, just to make sure I have the right kid. You
Don't
just
freak out, people. I'm still here.
no, you're not.
I'm still here. Tella.
But
No,
yeah,
that's a disappearing act.
the
John
dads will
Cena.
correct me just to make sure like I'm talking about the same kid. Moms correct me, and I get yelled at. So yeah, I if I know it's a name where I'm like, oh, well, I'm screwing this one up.
Yeah.
I, yeah, like there was one today. It wasn't a crazy name. Oh, the kid's name was True, which I'm like, okay, I've heard that name before.
Did
Actually,
you do the 2 Chains? I would have. Given the opportunity, I'd be like, true.
no, I didn't, because I didn't know if I was really pronouncing it right. Because she spelled it with a CH. So instead of it being
T.
true, it's
Yeah.
true.
True.
Like,
True. But,
yeah.
bro, that means she probably is a 2 Chains fan.
Oh, really?
But, I mean, it's still TRU. But the way he says it sounds
Sounds
like
like that. Yeah.
true.
Oh, and then I did have another kid today that made me think of your family. The kid's name was Arcane.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I think it was spelled a little different.
I was like, it wasn't my man's.
No, it wasn't him. It was spelled, and obviously the last name was different. Um, but no, I did have a really jacked up one today, and I was like, ugh. Because I do like, my boss will ask me like, these phone calls shouldn't take that long, and I'm like, well, I sit there for 5 minutes trying to sound out the kid's name in my head for, before I dial the number because, again, let's see how mad we can get mom because she's gonna be pissed that and I want to say, well, then don't name your kid stupid shit, and I won't get it wrong.
Every time you do it, do you get like a little
Or
18 decoder to try to figure out what is going on?
I do, I try, but the ring takes forever to come in. Um,
And then it tells you to drink more Ovaltine. We'll get into that in December.
More Ovaltine. Or I could tell you to drink more Kool-Aid. Who knows? Like, you don't know. But no, that's gonna. I'll have to remember for next week. I'll have to start
Well, I
writing.
mean, just don't think about it. It's kind of that philosophy. Don't think about it; it'll come back.
Yeah, there was two of them. The one was kind of like, oh, that's interesting, and then the other one was like, that's whew. One again because I said it wrong, got corrected, and I'm like, if that's what you're supposed to be calling this kid, I don't know what you were thinking, man. But
Sassafras.
no,
Damn, that'd be funny.
it wasn't that.
But I'll let you try to think about it.
Yeah, what's your story?
So, um, I got provided a pretty good story, and I've been laughing about it, and I've told a couple people about it, and now they can't look at them the same ever again. So I know my family listens, and I know Austin and Rebecca listen, and I know Brittany and Charles and all them listen. So Jackson, Stephanie's son.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows cupcakes are birthdays. Everybody sees it. Instead of birthday cake, people do birthday cupcakes, whatever. Nah, 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 nah. Not Jackson. Jackson has called them birthday muffins. And now I will never go through life ever again calling them cupcakes. They will always be birthday muffins. I don't care if it's on a birthday. I don't care where it is. If I see a muffin, what are you doing? I mean, birthday muffin. Anybody has a cupcake? Birthday muffins. Even if it's a muffin, it's a muffin. But still,
What's the difference? I mean, I'm not asking you this in particular, but I mean, he does bring up a good point. Like,
he does have
okay,
a valid point.
I get why they call it a cupcake because it is cake batter in a little cup.
Right.
But what? So then, why do we call muffins muffins? Like, what the fuck? Where did
I
the
don't
word
know.
muffin come from?
I think
Why
we're
weren't
gonna
muffins
do.
just called cupcakes?
I mean, I know Steph don't really feel too good about having his face on something, so we'll have to blur his little face out, and I'm gonna have to ask him. We're gonna have to ask him a question. I need
Like,
to know.
that's just like
Mhm.
how do they? That's just like my other question of how do they cut hot dog buns if they're all stuck together? Like, Sam's never still provided me with that video,
I
showing me how to do it.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's out there. But yeah, like now I will forever see if I go to a birthday party and I see cupcakes or just cupcakes in general. Be like, man, who got the birthday muffins?
Yeah,
Shit. No, so that was like the two things that made my week like my week. And it's like the Kool-Aid, that's hilarious. Like I don't know.
I'd
You know,
have to. Uh, we'll have to do it maybe another episode. Mike, I don't. Mike has sent me. I don't know if I've in return sent him. But if you look on Instagram, they'll have these lists of like athletes, and a lot of it times it's football players with the most absurd names.
well, if you remember Key and Peele did a couple of those.
Yeah, so it's just like kind of like the Key and Peele thing, but these are actually like the real player, like their little like how like they do like again like Key and Peele does, but like like Sunday Night Football and them do like the little player, the rosters stuff at the bottom of the screen. So it's like somebody was taking screenshots anytime there was like a fucked up name of that, and they made it into like a big like thing, a page of just some of them. And
We'll have to.
that's one of the ways I've seen the Kool Aid name before. Oh,
Well, see, if you weren't ranting and raving about, God forbid, the Indian American people, you wouldn't be in this. You wouldn't have, acid reflux or something going on with you today.
that was a hiccup,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurt.
Yeah. See, it's gonna get you.
One of them hiccups that stuck right in the good old
Like the
esophageal.
rhythm, bro. The rhythm is gonna get you. Gloria Estefan has told us a long time now. Long time.
Shit, it does get you, but it don't
Yeah.
kill you.
Um, I am going to try to get a little bit of video from the Mitchell Tenpenny concert this week for next week. I also am going to be in the middle of course, Pitt fans because they're playing Syracuse on Thursday.
Yeah, buddy.
It's gonna, I got a one hell of a weekend going, and then Friday, me and Brandy are trying to get to the like Museum of Illusion. Have you seen that?
Mm,
It's
maybe
I'll send it to you on Instagram if anybody that watches this has been there. It's like the Museum or Hall of Illusions or something like that. It's in the North Shore, but it's like by like Southern Tier. Is if anybody watches the show and has
is
seen
it
it,
like that limited time like thing? It's like in town for so long, and then it'll like leave or something.
I'm
I
not
think I saw
110% about it.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw, yeah, like you said, that was either on social media or maybe the news was talking. Like, I think
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
but I'm definitely trying to take her there and then kind of have it because I have the day off.
On Friday.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I'm gonna be home late from the concert, and I could use a damn break myself, and
Oh,
then
fuck you.
go right back into it Saturday and do it all over again, and then probably stay with my lady at home, watch some television, watch some spooky stuff. We can get caught up on some stuff, and then just vibe out because we haven't had a chance really to vibe out. Not necessarily saying like when we have Xander, but when we have Xander, like we want to go do things, especially this time of year. My family wants to do things. My parents want to do things. It's always on the go. But sometimes I like when the three of us can get a chance to just chill out, the three of us together, or if it's me and her, because our lives are so go. And then of course next week we will see you for Crown Jewel at like 1 in the afternoon. So that's gonna be
There's a
fun.
thing that.
Next, not yeah, next Saturday,
The
second.
second.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, but big news. I was like, I will get reports back from Ashley Xander's mom. Xander's going to Kalahari this weekend, and
Hmm.
I imagine that's going to be fun. Um, of course, Ash listens to the podcast. So, hey, Ash, if she gets a chance to send me videos, I will put up some, just like I tried to put up some of Splash Lagoon. If not, I'll just tell everybody how it went. Um, but it's him in a water park, dude, especially a wave pool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. He can't go wrong. But like, he'll probably do the same thing he did at the lagoon. He was doing slides. Place is gonna be there with his cousins, Riley, Carrie, and Avery. Uh, Ash's fam is going. It's gonna be nice, and he's really gonna enjoy it. Like, the kid loves water parks. The kid loves water, and especially like he's gonna be going with his sister, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, but yeah, I'll have more to touch about this weekend, of course, on Monday. And then, of course, the Halloween special that'll be coming next week. I will be carving a pumpkin with Xander, probably on Sunday or Monday night. I'll try to take a little bit of video because I know we'll probably be recording. But yeah, it's just busy, busy, busy all day, every day, bro. Busy bee, Polly C, right here, all day, every day.
Oh, you have fun with that. I
I
got
know.
which I don't have no fun adventures. Mine are all fucking work, hospital adventures, doctor adventures,
And trying to kill people that drive cars erratically.
test adventures. I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, I mean, well, you work Friday, right?
This Friday?
Yeah, I was like, well, technically this will come out like, so you work today?
Yeah, I worked today.
Okay. So
I
you
did
work,
work.
I know, but you would work Friday. Because I was going to say, like, you guys can come with us. It'd be fun. I don't know. You have to like book appointments and we could talk about it offline or whatever.
Yeah,
But,
I don't.
but yeah, it's something for us to do. It's something different. And I want to do something nice with her, like, especially because it's fall and I want us to do something. But yeah.
But don't
Yeah.
fall.
Huh?
I said don't fall.
In the Hall of Illusions? Are you nuts?
Wait, no, you. Never mind.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll autumn.
You said you wanted to do something because it's fall, and I said just don't fall.
I know. Maybe I'll autumn around. Do a little autumn leafing.
Just don't be trying to scoot and drive and hold a baby and Facebook it.
That's it. Don't be never scoot and drive.
Getting your waffles.
Never scoot. No, I would love some waffles.
Yeah. They just recalled all the fucking frozen waffles.
I'm, I mean, I was like, I could have some waffles. I could have some crunchy ass pumpkin rice pudding too. But
Yeah, that's gross.
yeah. But hey, some people like crunchy, man. Some people like crunchy. But we will be back next week. Of course, I'm trying to make these like about an hour long, maybe an hour and a half now. Oh, before I go, did you see? Nope, you didn't. Never mind. Let me rewind it. They're trying to do like a class of 2000 Zoom call once in a while because they're planning on doing a cookout. So shout out to the class of 2000 from Perry. I see y'all. I was busy yesterday. I couldn't get on the Zoom call. The next one you have, I will attend. Um, and then I will give Eric maybe the link. Maybe we'll both jump on. Who knows? Maybe we'll record the fucking Zoom call. Fuck it. Whatever. But yeah, they're planning on doing a cookout or something like that next year, and they're just kind of getting a plan of some ordinance together. So I'm gonna jump on it next time and just see who's all on there, bullshit with them, and go from there. Until then, as always, as somebody's trying to probably break into my house or something, there's some funny business out there. It's not the cops. It's not the cops. I don't know if I told you that story about somebody trying to walk around the court. Yes. I have a couple minutes left. I will shoot this story out. So I was sitting here. I was texting Xander's mom. We were talking about something, and there's a knock on my door, and the cops show up. And I text her, and I was like, "Hold on, the cops are here." Like, just having a conversation. And I guess I looked at my watch, and she was like, "What?" Because I didn't know what the fuck they were doing here. And I saw the blue and red lights, and I didn't think they'd be at my house. You know what I mean? So I opened the door. I was like, "Can I help you?" And the one officer was like, "Yes, sir. We got reports of like an individual walking around your trailer court. And I was like, oh, well, nobody's knocked on the door. I haven't seen anybody suspicious. And they were saying like he was down here by like where the boot scooting boogie dude is.
Wow.
Okay. And he was walking around like surveying houses. So, I mean, again, I was just trying to be nice. I was like, you sure it wasn't like a DoorDash or Uber Eats delivery guy? Couldn't find the house. It's dark up here. Like, it is dark. Like, you've
Mm.
left. You know what I mean? It's dark. And they were like, no, he was kind of like leering at houses and whatnot. And I told the cop, I was like, yeah, okay, that's great and whatnot. But I'm telling you right now that whoever called, it wasn't me. Because if you try to break into my house, you'd be coming here for a fucking homicide because nobody's breaking in my fucking house.
Mhm.
And he was like, well, I guess we know what fucking house not to come into. And I was like, no, I mean, I'm like, I'm not trying to be an ignorant prick and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just telling you, nobody's coming in here. Like, if anybody tries to come in here or funny business, like, I think me and my people have had enough funny business that we're not taking no shit no more. So they were leaving and whatnot. And apparently I found out the neighbor called him, which was, of course, it was like Debbie and Wendy, which are the nebbiest women on in the court. And um, yeah, so plus I told them I was like, my house is armed with cameras, like in the front, in the back, over in this corner. Like I have them all around. So they're like, oh, all right, well, just like a welfare check kind of deal. And I was like, all right, well, have a good night. And then like I felt bad for Ash because I had the phone over here and I was like, oh, it's all good. It was just blah 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 blah. And I freaked her out. So again, my bad, Ash. And then like I told Brandy about it, and then Brandy was freaked out about it. So my bad, Brand. But it was just a welfare check. But apparently, yes, somebody really was stopped and walking and like casing houses or whatever, or looking at them or surveying them. And I just thought maybe it's the wet bandits trying to rob the trailer court in fucking Christmas time when it comes. Like maybe somebody here has a silver tuna. You know what I mean?
Sometimes,
Maybe.
and you got to start small before you work your way up to the big heights.
That's what I'm saying. But uh, in full disclosure, that person's never going to get in this house. Because I mean, I will straight up do the terrifier. Like, well, like, oh, be like, yeah, you're fucked, pretty
Hmm.
much. But yeah, I was like, I got more spooky shit to watch. So I have some more rapport for people next week. I'll save some and then use the rest for the Halloween special. Again, you want to be on the Halloween special? I have one so far. Um, if you want to be on it, text us, get a hold of us, comment on the podcast or whatever. Just seriously, I don't care who it is. I really don't care. I'll have anybody that's been on here before, first time people that want to be on, people that have been on the audio versions. I don't care. The more the merrier because we have questions, we have some lists, we have a little bit of games, we have a good general idea of how things are going to go. But the more people we get, the more exciting and more fun it can be. So, as you can see, we have no ticker because why have a ticker when they shut down the Show Thoughts podcast Instagram? So we're working on all that. Trying to figure all that out. But of course, you can follow me on socials except TikTok because I do not fucking have a TikTok. You can follow Eric on socials except Facebook because the motherfucker really don't have a Facebook. So again, reach out to us if you want to be on, especially for the Halloween episode. If you want to be a guest on the show, same deal. We have no problem whatsoever. Um, it doesn't matter. I welcome anybody and everybody on this show. And I've had a lot of great guests on this show, and I plan on having a couple more very soon. So, as always, I'm the Big Show. That's Big E. We'll see y'all next week. Later.